wanted to share with you some things that are my favorite things about how plants climb, which I just think plants are phenomenally designed. I think it's just so amazing to watch them, and I have to say that they point to the Creator for me, just the amazing way that they work. And I don't know what faith you are, but I'm just sharing that that's what they show me is God's handiwork and His care in this creation. So let's take a look at these things. Now this is one of my favorite plants when it comes to climbing, and that is the squash, because you've got these that are just starting to unfurl and are so just wonderful little curly cues, and then these ones that are reaching, and you can see how they're trying to find some place to curl. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? I love that. Oh, look at, we have squash. Yay, trombocino. Yes, awesome. And the other thing they do, it just amazes me. This is how they tighten up and make sure the vine is secure. Now, I know that we use things when we're tightening wire. I can't remember what those things are called, where you put them on one end of the wire and connect it to, I think it gets bolted in, and then it's got that thing you turn. I know what it's called, but I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, that's what this reminds me of. It winds itself up, and so this is held fast. So this little trombocino squash won't be going in the drink. It'll be up there and holding on. Let's see if I can kind of help it out here a little bit. I do help these out a little bit. They really prefer to be holding on to something that isn't metal, but metal will work when there's nothing else. Something they do like to hold on to, believe it or not, is the old wood fence. I've had these things go up and over the fence with no help. There was nothing on the ground. They just went right up over the top. Yeah, they're pretty crazy, but they've got these hairs on them, and those hairs, you can see the hairs there. See if I can get a better picture. There we go. The hairs there. Yep, they're hairy, furry little plants. Even the leaves have the little hair on the back. Beans, on the other hand, we all know what beans do. Beans are twiners. They don't have the tendrils. They're predisposed to climb like this. And look at that. We have a baby bean. We have all kinds of babies. This is like the Tinker's Wife nursery here today. Now raspberries, these are cane fruit. These are not really vines, they're canes. And I know people call them vines, but really they're not. Another plant that climbs that is not a vine are nasturtium. If you have some of the other nasturtiums these are the short ones. There's some that get longer. These actually are modified leaves, and they'll curl themselves around something to hold on like that, so that the plant can move upward. So watch your nasturtiums if you've got them, and that's what's going on. You see them climbing up something, take a look at it. It's pretty fun. Look at these leaves. I just love the spotting in these leaves. In the morning, in the sun in the morning, these are fantastic. Oh, look at here. I got something else I'll show you too. I was posting on Instagram about my bees in here and my fruit. This is one that's pollinated. These two back here bloomed a couple days ago and did not get pollinated, so they're dying. And then these have all gotten pollinated, and I've got some more over here. I've got two more over here. Anyway, this was a buzz of bees. I walked by it yesterday morning, I think it was, and the whole thing was just wow. Now, we have a busy street out here, and it was kind of in that lull time when I've got half a minute between cars going by, and so I got that in my ear, and I was so surprised and just blown away by it. I just loved the sound of it. Those of you who have bees, those of you who love bees can appreciate what I'm saying. But yeah, that was really cool. Now this is another plant that sometimes, this is a Aunt Molly's ground cherry, and it's in the, you know, the Solanaceae family. And a lot of the Solanaceae plants, like tomatoes, they call them vines. Actually, tomatoes are kind of more like a ground cover, because if they were planted on the ground and allowed to run on the ground, they would root like a ground cover does and would grow up that way. Now by the way, that other squash is a bush type, and so is this. But just so you know, this is going to produce a nice long stem, so it will not, but it does not produce the little tendrils. It just has leaves and flowers. We have one here that's, oh Lord, let it open when the boys do. Yep. Oh, these Japanese plants are so pretty. This is a eggplant, but I just love it. This is so velvety, and the purples are so pretty. Okay, another plant, just like the squash, cucumbers. A little different. This is a cucumber. Does the same thing. See, it's tightening up here, but it wraps around that. These prefer plant material to man-made materials to climb on. I've even tried sisal rope, and they don't like it as well. Beans don't like it as well either, so I've gone to using sticks at times. Oh, look, my seedlings are doing really good. Finally, I don't know, those of you who are new, I had some real problems with the soil here. I'm a little concerned. These are starting to yellow. They were bright green. This one's still growing. I might have to give up on my noodle beans, because this soil does not seem to be inclined to want to grow them. That's a total bummer. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Some non-climbing beans that will need some support because they don't have a way to support themselves are the bush beans. I've got a panel that I'll be putting up here pretty soon, or I might just stake these. I've got just 1, 2, 3. This is what I mean by the yellowing. These were fine when they came up, and then they turned yellow. It was really the ding-dongest thing. This is another one here. Hello, little bee. Watch the bees. My neighbor has hives, so we have bees. So I have lots of pollination going on here. I'm so happy. This is the scarlet runner bean. By the way, these scarlet runner beans, they produce a tuber. There's the flower color there. You can see why I put all these colors over here. It's just spectacular when I get a bunch of them flowering. I did have some that flowered. I don't see any beans forming yet. That doesn't mean they don't. Oh, look, I got a little garden spider there. Hi, sweet pea. Those are really good to have. Yeah, see, so tomatoes are not a vine, not in the traditional sense. They grow and they don't really look for a way to climb. They will clamber across the ground and produce roots as they go around on the ground. So yeah, these are more of cane fruit. See these? This is loganberries and raspberries in here, and you can see what they do. They're not growing up. Nope. Another cane fruit that's a pest over here. This right here. It starts way back by that shrub, and it's coming out here. It's already been cut off once. Oh good, the aphids are going after it. Kill aphids, go ahead and kill it. Probably won't. Slow it down, please. So those are some plants. I want to walk over here. We're going to go over to where I have a little grape start and where my clematis are in containers, and see if I can show you some things here. Here is the grape right here, and you can see those little tendrils. Those little tendrils are curling, looking for something to grab onto. So that's how the grape works. Honeysuckle, more like the beans, likes to curl around things. This is the yellow honeysuckle. It is not a pest here. It's not an invasive species. So I am happy to grow it because I do love it, and it is a useful plant. Okay, this is a clematis, and this is a clematis bloom that didn't open. This one's already bloomed, so it won't be blooming again. But these here are the leaves, and if I can get it to, you can see those leaves, how they're kind of twisted. Well, they'll actually curl around other leaves and branches and whatnot to hold on and climb up. The ones I have out in the front are a far better example than these are. This is my canyard. I was like, please do something with this. There's a good picture of one. You can see how that curled around. This is the leaf here, and it curled around. It actually was probably on this stake. My poor clematis. They'll be so happy when they go in the ground. We were supposed to have our front yard done last spring. Didn't happen because we had really bad weather for like weeks. It was really rainy here. We got it early here. So anyway, that's the vines that I wanted to talk about today. I will go out and show the hops vine here probably one of these days pretty soon. It's starting to get its flowers on it, and then it will have its cones, which are good for making sleep pillows and a tea. What do I want to say? My sinuses all plug up, like immediately when I'm under the hops, and I don't care. I like the plant. Yeah, I mean, I can breathe. I don't get anaphylaxis or anything like that, but my sinuses just boom, and they're plugged up. So that's like if I should have a beer, and it's a real hoppy beer, which this is Beer Town, USA. We have a lot of breweries here, and yes, I will go out and have a good, yummy, tasty beer with my husband once in a great while. Not very often though, because it doesn't take anything to make me crazy. Silly girl had too much liquor. So I just don't. I keep it limited. But anyway, aside from that, it's one of those things that you can use for a sleep pillow, and that you might find that it might cause your sinuses to plug up a little. That's just like hay fever, allergy kind of thing. I'll talk about the other attributes of it and things you need to be careful of when I go focus on that plant. So maybe I'll do that next week. But you know what I really need to do next week is I need to do that cookie recipe. I have some lavender that I cut around here somewhere. Oh yeah, not lavender, rosemary. Rosemary, handful of rosemary. Not all of this will go into the cookie recipe, but a good bit of it will. So, with that said, I want to thank you for spending time with me. This is Patty, the Tinker's Wife, here in Portland, Oregon. If you liked what you saw, please click that like button. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And if you don't want to miss anything, hit the notification bell and they'll send you a little notification telling you when I have a new video out. Tuesdays is the day that I produce videos. Once in a great while, I miss one day. I might make up 3 videos that week later, short videos, whatever. Anyway, Tuesday's the day. Tuesday's the day to watch. And yeah, so I'm going to be in the kitchen next time. That's a promise. Next time you see me, I'll be in the kitchen, and we'll do the hazelnut rosemary cookies. They're a shortbread cookie, and oh my goodness, are they yummy. So thank you very much for spending time with me, for checking out the channel, all of you that are new. By the way, this is a Zone 8B garden here in Portland, Oregon. And we can grow a lot of things here, so it's really like gardening heaven. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We love to get comments. I do read all the comments, and I respond to all the comments. Sometimes I might just say thanks, but I try to respond to all of them. I'm not big enough where I can't do that, which is kind of nice. I like building the community. So thanks again for taking time with me. Again, this is Patty, the Tinker's wife, signing off. God bless.